Slavery is not a new phenomenon. There is evidence of forced prostitution and sexual servitude in many ancient cultures. The growth in the global sex trafficking industry in recent years is alarming. Despite international efforts to shut down this industry, little impact has been made. The issue of human sex trafficking came to the forefront in Australia in 2001 after Thai woman Pauthong Simpali died in Villawood Detention Centre. She told police she was sold by her parents at the age of 12 to traffickers in Thailand. She was found in a Surrey Hills brothel during a raid in 2001. She was incarcerated in Villawood as an illegal citizen, dying 3 days later from heroin withdrawals, weighing only 31 kilos. Article 3 of the United Nations Protocol provides a definition of what human trafficking involves. There are 3 elements necessary to meet the definition. Firstly, the action of acquiring the person. Secondly, the means by which this occurs. And thirdly, the purpose of the acquisition. The purpose always involves exploitation, and it is this exploitation that places human trafficking in the arena of organised crime, ranking the 3rd most profitable organised crime in the world. The US State Department's Trafficking in Persons Report 2013 lists Australia as a destination country for women from Thailand, Malaysia, the Philippines, the Republic of Korea and China. Research indicates that demand for trafficked women is generated by the country of destination. In Australia, demand stems from the low number of women prepared to work in the sex industry and also the racial perception that Asian women are more compliant and accepting of higher levels of violence. Predominantly in Australia, traffickers are part of small but highly sophisticated organised crime networks.
I don't know where I am. They've taken all that I had, smuggled in for a lucrative trade. Beaten, bartered, broken in until I obey. I used to be childlike, innocent and safe, but now I'm someone else's treasure, a stranger's pleasure, smothered in shame. Succumb with drugs, but I'm not numb. All I feel is pain. Is this all a dream? Will I ever be the same? Can anyone hear me? Will anyone break these chains? Who will free me? I'm just a beautiful slave. My worst fear is my fate. I'm getting older each day. Every girl too old in years mysteriously just disappears. They never mention her name. They take away piece by piece. I don't think I have any left. I've slowly given up all hope, given into this sleepless bed. Inside these bars I feel so seared by each new face. How could this ever be?
The following recommendations are provided to assist the Australian Government to support trafficking victims and successfully prosecute offenders. Awareness programs are essential, including training for key stakeholders, such as government agencies, police and non-government organisations, in identifying traffickers and victims. This will lead to increased prosecutions and targeted support. Currently, government trafficking statistics are well below that of non-government organisations and police, which would indicate that identification is an issue. Community awareness programs will increase the identification of victims and offenders by the general public. Victim protection and support is critical to successful prosecutions. Victims are reluctant to give evidence due to fear of violence to self and family. Currently, protection and support is conditional of compliance with police and court proceedings and is only available for the period of the court proceedings. Once the proceedings are completed or the victim chooses not to participate, the victims are deported. To ensure successful prosecutions, this protection and support needs to be unconditional and ongoing. 157 countries worldwide have ratified the United Nations Protocol to prevent, suppress and punish trafficking in persons, especially women and children, 2000. The Australian Government should place pressure on those countries who have not ratified the protocol or those who fail to enforce the protocol by the imposition of diplomatic and economic sanctions. At present, the enormous profits being made by sex traffickers and brothel owners far outweigh the low risks of successful prosecution. The Australian Government needs to take an active international role in preventing, suppressing and punishing trafficking in persons. Only complying with minimum standards is not good enough for Australia.